Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Yes, we are doing one more video on the ratings for the U.S. women's national basketball team. Mainly because I'm seeing a lot of people, the WNBA simps and media trying to spin this as some great number. I saw some nonsense. Jamel Hill was writing about how, oh, people said no one would watch. Okay, well, let's put it in perspective. This is a American team in a gold medal match in the Olympics. It should be crazy just by that, no matter what the sport is. By the way, the men did 19.5 million for their gold medal match, and I think they peaked at like 22.7 million, 22.5 million, something like that. So here are the women's last 5 gold medal games. You can take out Tokyo. Really, that was very similar, and the reason I say that is because of well, it's just weird. If you go dig into the numbers for the Olympics, it was a what was going on at the time, and there were no fans, and it was all the way over in Tokyo, with the huge time difference and so on and so forth. But we look past this one did 7.8 million. There was a 10.9 million peak. You can see Tokyo 7.9, Rio was 8.1, London was 10.2, and then go back to Beijing 5.9, which again a little bit of a different time difference there. I don't know that it was. I'm sure it was on live, but that would have been. I'll let you all figure out the math on the time difference there. But yeah, I mean it's not some great number. And don't forget, I showed you a 2020 game that was, I believe, it was in the group stage. It was one of the first few games against Croatia that did like 11 million. Okay, so you're looking at basically the same time difference. And a lot of people also they get upset about that. They say, "Oh, well, it was at 9:30 in the morning Eastern time." Yes, it was. And so if it was something you wanted to watch, you would get up and watch it. I did it the weekend before for a non-gold medal match for the US women's soccer team who played at the same time because I wanted to watch the US women's soccer team play in the Olympics. It's not that hard to get up early. By the way, a lot of major sporting events start at 9, 10 o'clock at night for the East Coast. So the West Coast can watch as well, but it's late for the East Coast when you're talking about a work night. And a lot of people are staying up long past when they would normally be up in order to watch it if it's something they really wanted to watch. And there are a whole lot of people in the Northeast and Florida. So it's kind of a silly excuse. If you wanted to watch the women play in the gold medal match, it wasn't that difficult to get up and do it. Really, really not that difficult. So there's nothing special about the number. I'd say it's not that great. I think we all know it could have been a lot better. What was really, really interesting, I think I had a couple of things. This one, now this goes to the group game, and this is what I wanted to talk about. Don't forget, and this as you can see, which is why we have the question marks. Caitlin Clark's 6 games at the NCAA tourney outperformed all of the 6 Olympic games. Now these were the 3 early ones. Holy Cross 3.7 million, West Virginia 4.7 million, Colorado 6.9 million. Now it did not outperform the gold medal, but Japanese game 3 million, the next game 2.1 million, and then guess what? Guess what happened after that? We don't know because they hid the ratings for the next 3 games before the gold medal match. We do not have we have ratings for everything else about the Olympics. but I do not know anyone. Believe me, I've looked, other YouTubers, we've talked about it. No one can find TV ratings for the women's U.S. basketball team for 3 of their games. As you can see, it plummeted from 3, which was not a good number to begin with. That's almost 500,000 less than the All-Star game, the WNBA All-Star game. Dropped hugely to 2.1 million, and then we don't have the next 3. And then only 7.8 for the final, the gold medal match. And by the way, to dig it in a little deeper, let's talk about those other Caitlin Clark games in the tournament where they played LSU in the regional final and drew 12.3 million viewers to Iowa and Caitlin Clark. And I know some people say, oh, but Angel Reese, okay. Then they played in the semis and they drew 14.4 million viewers against UConn. And that upstanding, wonderful man, Gino Ariemi. And yes, that is absolute sarcasm. You did a couple of videos on his nonsense. That guy is, don't get me started. I'll get distracted. That would, that would have to be another video. Oh, here it is. Here's Jemele Hill, but I thought nobody was gonna. Never mind. Jemele, 7.8 million for Team USA in an Olympic gold medal match. Is nobody watching? When you look at these numbers, so by the way, the final against South Carolina for Caitlin Clark and Iowa was 18.9 million. I mean, these are all 3 of these destroy, absolutely destroy the gold medal match. In fact, oh, well, that's Diana. We'll talk about her in a second because, that's she had a great tourney, as we know. So we have 5.1 there, 7.8 there is what? 12.9 million for those 3 games. That barely beats the LSU Iowa regional final and doesn't come close to Iowa, UConn 14.4 million, Iowa, South Carolina 18.9 million. That, I'm sorry. And again, the only reason we even discuss it like this, because I know, don't forget in the comments to tell me how awful and hateful this is and how, oh, well, they won the gold medal and that's all that matters. Yeah, it should be. Absolutely. But we're making a point about how Caitlin Clark was treated and the fact that she should have been on the Olympic team. I mean, I know it would have been tough to beat this performance here from Diana Taurasi with her 0.7 points per game and her 1 rebound per game and her 0.7 assists per game and no steals and no blocks and shooting 16.7% from the field, 0% from 3. Those are tough numbers to beat. I can understand why you all felt that Diana Taurasi deserved to be there over Caitlin Clark. Makes a lot of sense. The point being, they blew a huge opportunity here to grow the game because you compounded it. You didn't take into consideration the opportunity to grow the game. You didn't take into consideration the opportunity to give some younger players the Olympic experience, even if they didn't play a lot, because this team is not going to be there next time. There'll be a couple of the players, I'm sure, but overall, so you're going to have a lot of players that are going to be really, really important to the team in 2028 with no Olympic experience, which goes back to what I said when I think it was, was it? Oh, I think it was Chimey. Sorry, I said it wrong the first time. Or was it Monica McNutt? Or it confused me. They all say the same thing, but it was the comment about how important experience was. Well, if you keep only taking players with experience, you eventually have no more players unless you take them without experience too. So it would have been a great opportunity to get a couple of younger players on this team, Caitlin Clark, Arike, for example, and give them a little bit of experience, even if they weren't playing. Because look, the guards were terrible. The guards were terrible at the Olympics. I'm not saying there weren't moments when they were good, but overall, no. And I'm going to take Sabrina out of that equation because she didn't really play a lot. I don't understand that at all. But anyway, I thought I'd give you one more video on the ratings and kind of put a little bit of reality and context to them. Okay. And I don't want to hear about, oh, the game was early. It was on the weekend. If you wanted to watch it, you were going to get up and watch it. Just like if you're on the East Coast and you're watching the men's college basketball final, it doesn't start till like 9:15 p.m. You're going to watch it. If you really wanted to watch your team on Monday Night Football, you're going to stay up if you're on the East Coast and you're going to watch it. Just like I got up the weekend before to watch the U.S. women's national team play soccer in the Olympics because when it was at the same time as this game, because I wanted to watch it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below about these ratings. What does that mean for the WNBA? What are we looking at going for the rest of the season? How is all this stuff coming out with Hamby going to affect it as well? Because you know when you also have the Skylar Diggins Smith situation that's basically the same thing, you're going to start seeing more stuff come out. And it's really getting out there. So it's going to be an interesting finish to the WNBA season as that stuff progresses. By the way, one more thing. Speaking of ratings, I will say you have the Sparks and the Aces, I believe, play this Sunday. So that may get onto that list of top rated games that are all Caitlin Clark. That may find its way into it because I think you're going to get a lot of people, a lot of the quote unquote new fans who are going to want to tune in to see if there's any drama in that game with how the Aces players play against Hamby, or just to see if Hamby tears up the Aces. Unfortunately, she's not on a very good team, but it'll be interesting. So I would not be surprised if that game is a ratings banger for the WNBA, and then we'll see what happens after that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate everyone who does, and I will talk to you later.